Well, thank you guys for coming out today. I'm Nolan Holbrook. I'll be a senior this fall. I'm actually a chemical engineering major, as someone already pointed out. Let's get started. So I actually worked in the MMAT unit, the plant site on Evonik. We're actually in charge of performance materials, which is a fancy way of saying we make special monomers that we can then sell for companies to polymerize into materials like PVC, your contact lenses, and stuff like that. My mentor is actually Kevin Lackey, and I worked with a bunch of other people as well, Stephen Summerlin, Mark Waltney, and so on. I also worked with operators as well this summer. So I got to be up in the control room, which I don't know if this has a laser pointer, but just a little perspective. This is our administration building, and then the whole production unit is right there, right above it. That big red tower, that's our thermal oxide. That gets us in a lot of trouble. So each morning we start out with a meeting, kind of bringing everybody together on the same page, and kind of talking about what we're doing the rest of the day, what maintenance is going on, what batch number are we on as far as products and whatnot. And one of the popular things we do every morning is we ask one of our operators to tell us 3 of these, of the 8 wastes, and name something that has happened to them recently or something they've seen that we can work on to fix. And so as we're going through the rest of this presentation, I talk about some of the products or the projects I've been working on. These are some of the things we're going to keep in mind because each of these projects fixes some of these 8 wastes. And we don't have to go through it, you guys otherwise. So this first project is actually one that took most of the internship at Evonik, which involved putting, and actually the previous intern actually worked a lot of this too, so it's a continued project. But you see here it says over 2,000 reports, drawings, and spec sheets. So basically all hard copies of equipment documentation, spec sheets, status reports, and so on, had to be placed online because we're moving towards a cloud-based database for the plant to use. That way, instead of having hard copies everywhere and having to retrieve them, anyone at any time can go into this database with permission, of course, and pull out a up-to-date diagram report or spec sheet. So one of the things that this impacted was the fact that it made it easier for anyone to access, but also what's important is keeping these documents up to date. This is a big cutback on audits, which is something we can get in trouble for and cause us to get fines or take away our certifications. So the next project I worked on has to do a lot with these hard copies that I scanned into the database, was making a library. Everyone in the MMAT unit is in charge of some kind of 5S project, which if you don't know what 5S is, it's just a way to improve workplace efficiency. And everyone in the MMAT unit is in charge of a mini 5S. This one was a little bit bigger than normal for most of them, but as it says, pretty much there were multiple places in the administration building where we kept hard copies of data. And so what I did was I went to a warehouse and I took a room that had just been remodeled. I mapped it out, and I basically put to scale what this library would look like, and I ordered these bookshelves, which you see right here. Very nice cherry wood. And I labeled them, and I made sure that it was an efficient system for anyone who needs to retrieve these hard copies. They know exactly where to find them. Because once we go to this electronic media, it will be difficult to find them if all these documents are scattered. So one of the other projects I worked on has to do with our products that we make. So the operators are given the product procedures, and most of them already know exactly what steps to do. And so this project involved taking old procedures and updating them to a new system that we had put in place called Delta V. So a lot of the operators already knew, like I said, what to do, but it was to take it out of their memory and put it into a hard copy. That just transition easier for future. Makes it easier, and it's not just off the top of their heads. That way, if anyone comes in after them, they know what to do. It just makes it easier on the whole plan and make sure that we don't have any problems. Also, another fact is if our engineers get called at 2 a.m. in the morning, they know exactly where the operators left off, and they don't have to spend so much time awake. They can go right back to sleep. That's important. Happy engineers means happy operators. It's a good process. So yeah, so these are some of the products that we make and the ones that I adjusted. Here you see some of the cyclohexyl methacrylate, which I guess I didn't tell you guys what MMAT stands for, but that's actually the methacrylate part is what we deal with. And all of our monomers are using methacrylate in some way. It's actually methyl methacrylate, MMA, methyl methacrylate. So these are some additional projects that I worked on. I got my first taste of P&IDs. Haven't had really much of a drafting course in college yet, which is surprising going into my senior year. I probably need to talk to the administrator about that. But definitely got introduced to some P&IDs. I actually got to map some as well, which was really cool, and gave me a chance to get out from my desk and go walk around a little bit and get more hands-on experience in the plant. We had a lot of audits as well in the beginning. That was most of what I was in charge of, was making sure that everything was in pish-posh for the auditors coming in. Like I said, certifications for safety, environmental quality, health, energy, and security, all very important. Because Evonik does love to stress the fact that it is very safe and it is very clean, and it certainly is. So this is a picture of us, actually my first day or first week getting there. We actually celebrated 4 years, no reportable injuries, so we had a steak dinner. So I mean, I started at the right time to get a nice T-bone steak. But I'd like to thank Evonik for this internship opportunity, especially the APC. Thank you guys so much for coordinating this. I really have learned a lot. I know I'm on a senior chemical engineering, but I am incredibly green, and this has just shown me what a process plant looks like, and I've certainly valued everything I've learned. Also, Kevin's an Auburn fan, I just wanted to point out. Thank you.